growing up watching movies, television shows, listening to radio shows, podcasts, YouTube, or even real life, people are all entitled to opinions. The First Amendment is freedom of speech. Yet, people abuse the right of freedom of speech. A lot of people cannot articulate positive opinions, and a lot of other people can articulate positive opinions, but can be very, very real and brutally honest. So, when it comes to a person being a opinionated person, they could review a movie, they could review a video game, they could review a sport, and give something called a hot take. In professional wrestling, we call a hot take something, well, in professional wrestling and movies, this is what I call hot takes. Professional wrestling and movies is being like, saying a hot take is, hey, I don't think, let's say, Shawn Michaels is a great professional wrestler. Or, I don't think that Titanic was a good movie. And when you have a hot take on a particular subject or a topic, people are upset. People are upset. Or some people be like, hey, I feel the same way about Titanic. Or I feel the same way about Game of Thrones. I'm not a person that likes Game of Thrones. I tried watching Game of Thrones, but I just couldn't watch it. So the reason why I'm trying to segue into my topic is because we're all entitled to opinions. We all don't like stuff. And then sometimes we say stuff that many people don't have the balls to say. Or many people keep saying the same stuff, but a person that's more relevant, that has a more credible source, who's more popular, who pretty much can say it, we go listen. Similar to comedy. If Dave Chappelle says something, we're going to listen to what Dave Chappelle said because he's one of the GOATs. Back then, if Bernie Mac said something, we're going to listen to him because he's one of the GOATs. George Carlin, we're going to listen to him say something because he's one of the GOATs. And when you're being a professional, you can say stuff and still be intelligent or not retaliate. And I feel like with Stephen A. Smith is a journalist. You don't have to watch sports to know who Stephen A. Smith is. Stephen A. Smith is a household name similar to, when you think of dishwashing soap, you go think of Dunn. When you think of anything, Clorox bleach, you're going to think of Clorox. Well, bleach, you're going to think of Clorox. And I just want y'all to put it in my perspective and my mindset, because my mindset is a little bit different. And sometimes I do be all over the place. But y'all understand where I'm coming from when it's a household name. Many people in the world pretty much know who Stephen A. Smith is. So everybody knows Stephen A. Smith is a very opinionated person. Now I'm going to say this. I'm going to be brutally honest. Now, Stephen A. Smith is a bit wrong for talking about Bronny James being the number 55 overall draft pick in NBA. I can say that a little bit. I can say a lot of us are wrong for talking about Bronny. My take on Bronny James is this right here. LeBron James, first of all, LeBron James isn't a GOAT. I still get that to Michael Jordan. When you think of tennis shoes, you got to think of Jordans. When you think of like mini tennis shoes, Jordans is like one of the number one shoe brand in the world. Jordan don't even play basketball no more. But Jordans are part of pop culture. I am 33 years old. I remember elementary, middle school, high school, college, to my adult life, where people back then in the Stone Age, since the YNs call me old, where you sit outside in the cold rain, hot, especially in a bipolar city, Houston, and wait for some shoes. Or you get on your computer just searching for Jordans and pre-order them and keep refreshing and refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. So Jordan is part of pop culture, and that's why I feel like Michael Jordan's the GOAT. And Bron is proving it a lot. And I'm really not a LeBron James fan because LeBron James is a narcissistic diva. If he don't has his way, he's going to pout. He's going to have a temper tantrum. He's going to storm off. Leaders don't do that. Leaders don't do that. But despite what I feel about him, the first few years that LeBron James played basketball, he was one of the GOATs. He was one of the GOATs. He was up there with Jordan, Kobe, Allen Iverson, Mutombo, Olajuwon, Barkley. Yeah, I don't know about Barkley. He's a dick. But overall, when you think of basketball, you're always gonna, tooth and nail, you're gonna always say LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. No particular order, by the way. But when you think of basketball, you're gonna do that. Larry Bird as well. But LeBron James earned his way for his son to get into the league. But I was always raised like this. Don't accept handouts. Earn your way. I don't care who you are. I always was trained to be like, hey, earn what you want. Work for what you want. Just because so-and-so is so-and-so don't mean you can get your way. I don't care if you're my son, brother, whatever. You have to earn your way. And this is just the mindset we had in my household. Go out there and get it. Or just in general, that's my mindset. I want to go out there and get it. I want to be a Hollywood actor. I want to be one of the top professional wrestling, sports, entertainment podcasters in the world. I want to be a household name. I have to do that. I have to earn my keep. I have to earn my way. And one thing about LeBron James and Michael Jordan, both those guys had to really earn their way. They worked for what they got. So part of me is like, okay, I kind of fuck with LeBron James for giving his son an opportunity to play basketball. To play basketball. You training your son to play basketball. You teaching him how to play basketball. But Bronny's a gamer. Bronny does like gaming a lot. Bronny loves video games. But when your father is a basketball player, your father is going to make you play basketball. I don't know if Michael Jordan's son did that, but look at it. It's the same thing with being in the Army. If you're an Army family, 9 times out of 10, your parents want you to be in the Army. 9 times out of 10, your family wants you to be in the Air Force. But you're not finna call a recruiter or somebody you know and say, hey, put my son into the Army or into the Air Force, because I was one of the I had Purple Heart. I was one of the top soldiers. I was one of the people that took down LeBron James, Osama bin Laden. I was one of the people that took down Saddam Hussein. I'm one of the ones that stopped several terrorist attacks. I worked for Barack Obama. I worked for George Bush and everything. Kudos for that person. But they're not going to say, hey, President Trump, President Obama, President Bush, President Clinton, yo, can you put my son into the military? He don't need to go through basic training or anything. Just put him in there because I was a GOAT. No. When you're a franchise, you have to own, you have to earn and fight for that. You already got a target on your back where you are the son or the daughter of the GOAT. So when you are paid by royalty, you got to step up and earn it. And I'm going to say this. You will earn more respect when you work for yourself and go grind. And I ain't saying Bronny ain't grinding, but I'm saying this. If LeBron James wasn't Bronny James' father, if LeBron James wasn't one of the GOATs, LeBron wouldn't, bro, Bronny wouldn't even been thought of. He wouldn't even been a draft pick. Shaq's sons are really great in basketball. Sharif are really, really good. But I know by looking at Shaq, how Shaq carried himself and everything, he ain't about to just make calls for his sons to play basketball. Shaq will say, yo, man, y'all get y'all asses out there. Y'all earn it. Just because I'm your dad and Shawnee's your mom and she's a successful reality show star don't mean shit. Go out there and earn it. Same thing with professional wrestling. A shit ton of people is kin to The Rock. Some of them made it into the WWE. Some of them made it to the independent scene. Some of them didn't make it. It's second generation wrestlers of different wrestling dynasties that couldn't make it. Ric Flair, son David, and Reed didn't make it. But Charlotte made it. Charlotte earned her way and made it. And I'm not comparing wrestling to basketball, but me being a person that watches professional wrestling, television, and everything, I can give my opinion about that because it's the same formula. It could be a comedian. And I'll tell y'all something. Richard Pryor's son tried doing comedy. Richard Pryor is one of the greatest comedians of all time. Top 5. You can't name nobody else. But his son didn't do good in comedy. Look at the Wayans family. The Wayans family earned their way. They moms told him that, hey, y'all, this shit ain't gonna work. This shit ain't gonna work. And boom, Keenan built it. Then once Keenan did it, Damian Marlon, Sean, Kim, all of them did it. Then their cousin David Allen Greer did it. And this is one of the greatest dynasties ever. One of the greatest families ever because they earned it. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Keenan didn't say, Sean and Marlon, hey, I made it on this show. Come here. No, y'all are going to earn that. So with LeBron James and Bronny, that's a different story. So I give LeBron James kudos points for that situation. I give him kudos points for building a way and earning his keep into becoming one of the greatest basketball players of all time. One of them. He ain't the best. He one of them because it's Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, and LeBron. Oh, and Steph Curry. Come on, man. I can't forget about Steph Curry. Top 5. Top 5 best basketball players of all time. It's top 5. Everybody got a different list. Who gives a shit? At the end of the day, these guys are all rich, and we're normal human beings that just have opinions. So when us podcasters or journalists or whoever it is that has a voice state an opinion, you can't get mad. Like I said, Stephen A. Smith was a little wrong about that. But hey, Stephen A. Smith ain't the only motherfucking person that said something about it. But when you listen to somebody like Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Joe Rogan, for you wrestling fans, Jim Cornette, when he said some shit about wrestling being bullshit and soft. When you listen to somebody more credible, they're going to spark more rage against you because it's like, damn, you're more known in the community and people are listening to what the fuck you're saying. Now, people may not be listening to what the fuck I'm saying. I may get listeners on this episode. I may not. I feel like I'm going to get listeners on this episode because this is a topic that's just been ongoing for years. And LeBron James has always been a narcissistic diva to me. His first few years in basketball, Brody was like, he was good, he was positive, he was a role model. Then after the latter years, he aged like a very bad wine. You ever taste a wine and it's like, okay, when you taste it, it's like, oh shit, this is good. Then eventually, you think it's going to get better or taste better, but it tastes worse. It has like a very acidic taste to it. It has a very woody taste to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, it's a very bitter taste. And the wine, still expensive. It's still a top wine. It's still top shelf wine. It's just pairs well with a lot of great things. But without that wine, everything else may be shitty. Everything else may be shitty without that wine. If you don't have that wine may not be good with the item. And the food may not be good. And everything. And that's what I'm saying. The team may not be good without LeBron. May not be good without LeBron. But if you give it a chance to try a different type of wine, a different basketball player, give somebody else an opportunity, maybe it'll be great. But anyways, LeBron should not have confronted Stephen A. Smith for his son, simply because Stephen A. Smith is doing his job. Like this man said, he's working for Disney. Now, it pisses me off how media makes just how us as black people in media, we want to hurt each other. We want to confront each other. We want to broadcast that shit on center stage and slap the shit out of people for opinions, like with the Chris Rock situation years ago, when Will Smith slapped him. Then years later, Will Smith wanted to sing something about gospel and saying he loved God. Then now, Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James is beefing right now. I don't get it. All y'all are rich. All y'all are famous. If you have a problem with someone, you don't have, and this is how I am at work. If a manager, aka a so-called leader, coaches me, you coach me behind the scenes. You don't coach me in front of an audience so your fucking ego can be generated amongst people or audience and stuff. You want to suck off the energy and generate that positive energy. It's like, hey, I'm getting on MJ right now. Everybody look at me. Hey, I'm Will Smith. I'm finna slap shit out Chris Rock because he talked about my toxic ass wife, who a lot of us can't stand. Hey, I'm LeBron James. I'm about to talk shit to Stephen A. Smith because he said something about my son. If you feel like he said something about your son, why don't y'all just have a sit-down interview like intelligent human beings? Why won't y'all just talk about this backstage? And say, Steven, chill out on my son. I think you're a really good journalist. I think you're one of the GOATs. I think you're the face of ESPN, because he really is the face of ESPN. I feel like you should just chill out a little bit. I know you got opinions, but hey, my son's going to earn his way. Give him a chance. Once he earned his way, then you can talk. Or you can be like, hey, man, your opinion got me thinking about my son and I want him to train more. But as a parent, you're going to defend your child. So I get that perspective. Every single good parent in the world is going to defend their child no matter what. No matter what the circumstances is, they're going to defend their kid. But it's ways to do that. You don't have to publicly humiliate. You don't have to publicly humiliate him. Fuck. Oh, I can't even get the word out because I'm just annoyed. You cannot publicly talk down on the person. You can't humiliate them or anything. You can't put them on the spotlight and embarrass them. It's embarrassing to be center stage with cameras on you, focus on you, and you are pretty much damn near getting bitched out by another man. Not saying Stephen A. Smith is a bitch, not saying Chris Rock is a bitch, but you are getting bitched out on national television by a fucking narcissist who has his own insecurities, despite the money, despite the fame, despite everything. Because I'm going to say this shit. At the end of the day, When LeBron James dies, he still make money. He make money. When Jordan dies, he still's going to make money. When all these celebrities die, they're still going to make money. But at the end of the day, living or dead, people are still going to talk about you. Then it's going to be somebody better than you. God has written everybody's life. He's written everybody's life. God is paving the way for somebody to be a better president than the current president we have right now. A better basketball player than LeBron James. A better basketball player than Michael Jordan. So everybody is getting created by God, and he's going to create a trajectory for a person, because at the end of the day, when you die, you got to answer to God. So I'm not about to judge a man for what he does. But LeBron can't get mad at Stephen A. Smith. You can't confront the man for an opinion. Yeah, you talking about my kid. Cool. Hey, leave my kid alone, start talking about him. Leave it at that. But all that extra rebuttal and all that extra anger and all that shit, stop. Have a fucking sit down interview with that man. Talk about it. Because eventually, baby boy, you are hurt. You hurt. You hurt. You sad. And when you don't get your way, when narcissists don't get their way, they want to humiliate you. They want to make you feel like shit. Narcissists is like succubus. They suck off all of your energy and just generate. It's like a superhero, supervillain. I forgot. Marvel and DC got like, I don't know if it's Marvel or DC, but they got like this superhero that mimics every superhero's attacks. It just copies it. It uses it against them. But then you got that smart superhero like either like Batman, Green Arrow, Iron Man, or somebody that don't have no superpowers. Hawkeye that don't have no superpowers. And end up beating that hero by destroying them, because it's like, hey bro, I don't got superpowers, but don't doubt me. And that's what I'm thinking about with Stephen A. Smith. It's like, hey, I ain't no goated basketball player, but I'm going to say what I got to say. And I'm going to adapt to your bullshit. And I'm going to find a way to say what the fuck I want to say, because I'm getting paid for it. And if you got a problem, I'm going to find a way to take you down. I'm not about to fight you. I'm not about to argue with you. I think what you did is a bitch move, but I'm not about to do all that. I ain't finna do all that kiki ha ha. Like me, if I was a journalist and you talk shit to me, I'm like, all right, bro, I said it. And if you put your hands on me, I'm going to press charges on your ass. Or I would have been like Chris Rock. Chris Rock got a shit ton of brothers. If Will Smith would have slapped me, I say, all right, bro, you right. And I would have got my brothers on his ass. But that's not the mindset to have. Hit a person in their pockets. Or hit a person where it hurts. It's like, okay, bro, you're a narcissistic demon. You can't get your way, Brian. So you want to take this frustration out on me. You mad because you're not Michael Jordan. You tired of the comparisons of Michael Jordan. I would have hit that dude where it hurt in an intelligent way. And he would have left me the fuck alone eventually. But at the end of the day, I just feel like LeBron James was wrong for what he did to Stephen A. Smith. And these are celebrities. These celebrities don't give a fuck about us humans. No celebrity on earth gives a fuck about any of us. Only famous person on earth that gives a crap about us is the man that died on the cross, Jesus Christ, and the man who made us God. No celebrity cares about their fans. Some of them claim they do, but they don't care about us. Once the situation dilutes, Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James are going to be all kiki ha-ha buddies. But in the meantime, it just generally sucks that LeBron is pissed off about Stephen A. Smith. No, Brian, you're pissed off about everybody talking down about your son. Everybody saying you're not the GOAT. Everybody saying your shoes ain't selling like Jordan. Everybody saying that your shit balding and you need to cut your shit off. Everybody saying you go to the Diddy parties. Everybody saying that you just a fucking bitch. And guess what, LeBron James? What I just said is all of people's opinions. What's up, the balding? That's everybody's opinions. Fuck our opinions. You're a millionaire. You're the highest paid athlete in sports right now. Basketball. So, fuck what people got to say, brother. Same thing with Stephen A. Smith. Fuck what people got to say, brother. Do y'all. Keep y'all head up. Fuck the bullshit. Y'all are making shit tons of money. Who gives a fuck about what somebody say about your son? Stephen A. Smith. Who gives a fuck about what a narcissistic diva says about you? Bro, go eventually get old and lace up the boots and quit. You ain't gonna hear it no more. And then eventually, similar to Michael Jordan, Jordan sucked bad in basketball in high school. Michael Jordan sucked bad in high school. And then Michael Jordan practiced and got in the league, became one of the GOATs. So if I was LeBron James, I would think, hey, everybody keeps saying I'm the GOAT, but people say Jordan's the GOAT. I say, damn, what if my son became on a level of Michael Jordan and me, but better? That right there would motivate me. If I was Bronny, I'd be like, yo, Michael Jordan was criticized for his basketball skills and he didn't make it in the league. Thought he wasn't going to make it and he made it. My dad was one of the GOATs in the league. People have mixed opinions about him. I'm the number 55 draft pick. That will motivate me. That will motivate me. Every successful millionaire in the world has hit rock bottom, has got rejected, has got fired, but yet they practice. They own something. They got a fucking loan. They did something. They sold books. They did something. And look at them now. So while LeBron, see, no podcaster said this shit. So while LeBron James is getting mad at Stephen A. Smith, I wouldn't get mad. Because like I said, Jordan sucked in basketball in school. Horrible. Due to water. But now he's the GOAT of basketball. Bron is the GOAT of basketball. So, Allen Iverson's son is really good in basketball. Like, that nigga is him. That nigga is him. And he think he better than his daddy. So he already got that ego. But Allen Iverson's son is good. Carmelo Anthony's son is good. That's what I meant to say, not Allen Iverson. Carmelo Anthony's son is really, really good in basketball. Melo is one of the GOATs in basketball. One of them. Not top 5, but one of the GOATs. But his son is so cocky and confident that he know he gonna be better than his daddy. And the boy is good in basketball. And I'm just saying in general. People thought Mikey Williams was gonna be the next great thing in basketball. But Mikey Williams barely averaged good points because he's playing in college and everything. But Mikey Williams was killing it in high school. But give Mikey Williams some time. Give that nigga some time and he gonna do good. He's gonna be one of the GOATs. We're paving the way for a really good set of basketball players. The next Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. And Carmelo Anthony's son's gonna be in that list. Bronny James is gonna be in that list, and Mikey Williams is gonna be on that list because Carmelo Anthony's son need to work on his ego. You gotta be humble. Mikey Williams gotta keep going and keep grinding. He got the look, he got the stature, he got the skills, he got the trajectory. He averaged good in high school, but he didn't play against a lot of good people. Mikey Williams don't suck like Julian Newman sucked, but Mikey Williams or Flight React sucks, but Mikey Williams got that confidence. Mikey Williams loved God. And when you honor and worship God, God got your back. God's gonna make sure you honor me, dude. Bet I'm gonna honor you. Same thing with Bronny. Hey, Jordan was trash in high school, they say. Jordan didn't do good in high school. It took him a while to be great. My dad was instant butter, like butter on toast. My dad did it, like saying LeBron. So that right there should be motivation for Bronny James to do great. But yo, like, share, and subscribe to this, and give me opinions on what y'all think of this situation.